I want to talk to you guys about how I cleared my acne and just giving you guys some tips and things of that sort on when it comes to clearing your acne. Okay. Before I start on this, I do want to say that it's never ever going to be something that disappears. Even now to this day, I have acne issues where I get acne more so here in the bottom portion of my face, but it's not as bad as it was years ago. Okay. And these are the key things that I continually do to make sure that my skin stays as clear as possible. All right. Hopefully the lighting is okay. Kind of trying out a different angle here. So hopefully everything looks okay. So the first thing, first when it came to clearing my acne is that I had to get to the point. Also, I have an AC behind me, so if you cannot hear me, let me know, and I will just cut it off. Let me know. Um, so the first thing when it came to my acne is that I had to figure out what was the core of my breakouts, what was causing me to have acne, whether it was hormones, whether it was stress, not using the right products. It really came down to me getting to what was going on with my skin, because what I noticed is that no matter what I did, my skin still broke out, right? Especially when it came to products. I was using a lot of different products. I was doing, trying different things. And for me, nothing was working. So I came to a conclusion like, I've been using products, I've been using everything, nothing is working. What can I do? What do I need to do? So I started to look at my lifestyle. And I was working a really stressful job at that point too. I was working retail. It was really stressful. I wasn't happy. My life situation was a little crazy as well. So I had to find out ways to reduce my stress, right? I had to find out ways to get more sleep. So it also became that. And then also I noticed that the skincare products that I was using no longer were working. Okay. I was using Clean and Clear for years, never had any issues, and it just wasn't working for me anymore. So I had to start researching new products. I had to start researching new things to use, and I started to tap more into the natural way of doing it, like tea tree oils and different things that I saw. I had to look into other things because the traditional things that I was using, they weren't working for me. They weren't. So I had to figure out, first of all, what was the cost of it. And I think when you are on this acne journey, if your skin is going through acne or anything at that, the key thing is figuring out what is the cost. I always say it, and I will continue to say it. It doesn't matter what you use, your products. It doesn't matter how much water you drink. It doesn't matter. None of that matters if you don't know the core, because also it can be something internally, right? It can be something going on within you that you don't know unless you go and get a blood test done. You don't know unless you go and talk to a doctor. People take medications that cause them to have skin conditions and issues as well. It's very important that you know what's going on and what's the cause of it, right? So once you get down to the cause of it, or once I got down to the cause of it, like, okay, it's stress, okay, my products that I've been used to using for years is no longer working, it became, okay, let me switch some things up. Switching up, reducing the stress, switching up me using products and using more natural products, to stop using all of the harsher products like the salicylic acids, the benzoyl peroxide, and the things that we are that is marketed to us for acne. Salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide, those are marketed heavy, especially back 10 years ago when I started this. And so you would go and grab these things off the shelf because you would think, okay, they're going to do good for me or do right for me in my acne journey. And that's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so it took me having to learn as well that not all products and not all ingredients were for me. But going more so in the natural route, or using unscented body, face wash and unscented things, and more, natural ingredients, that is what propelled my skin into looking better. Not all the other stuff that was, put onto us in the shelf and what worked. But no, a little bit of tea tree with some coconut oil, it worked. A little bit of shea butter, it worked. A little bit of, I was using African black soap, it worked, right? So it was just also me switching up the products and sticking with it and testing things and seeing what works. And that's another thing, you gotta test these things. When it comes to the acne, clearing your skin, it is not an overnight thing. It is not an overnight situation. And I know we all want things to be quick, because in this society, that's how we are conditioned. That's how we are brought. Everything is fast, fast, fast. But when it comes to things like your health or things like your skin, it's a slow burn usually. You get what I'm saying? Like, it takes time. All right. So you gotta give your skin time to adjust to products. You got to give your skin time to show you what it actually likes and what it doesn't like, and then you can go from there, right? So it took me some time of, like, figuring out products and what I really liked and what I didn't really like, and seeing if my skin, broke out even more, or seeing if my skin gotten better. And so I had to go through this test run of doing a skincare and going through that. So I did that for a while, and then once I started to notice the more natural route worked for me, then that was easy peasy. So I was like, okay, let's stick with these things. Let's stick with the natural ingredients. And if you were to go back to, like, oh man, 10 years ago on this channel when I first started, and you were to look at how my skin looked 10 years ago and what it looks like now, I'm telling you, it's wild. It's wild. But like I said, I'm a walking testimony here. This is not just me talking my ass off. Like, I know what I'm talking about, right? So that took that. And in the midst of all that, I was going to school to become a cosmetologist. So I was learning things about skin. I was, talking about skin. I was into hair. So along with me doing all of that, I was also in getting my license, right? So I was in school. So there was a lot of different factors of, like, me being stressed, me not eating right, me not using the right products, and all of that. Once I figured out what worked for me, right? Once I figured out what worked for me, I stuck to it. And this is where we kind of step into what we are now, right? I stepped into being consistent. So making sure I didn't miss my wash days, making sure I didn't miss my face mask and my facials and things of that sort. And once I noticed that being consistent really worked, and I seen the results, you couldn't help but stay consistent, right? I couldn't help but stay on track with it. And then once I became more confident in the fact that, I knew my skin, that's when I started to, dabble in other products. So, I started using a little bit of Shea Moisture and a little bit of Derma E and a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and the face mask here and the face mask there. And that is where the ball was rolling, right? And then I got into kind of where I'm at now, where I don't have as many breakouts, right? So I don't really have much breakouts. I may get some here in my typical spaces, usually around my cycle, but me being consistent and staying to what I typically use is what has been golden for me. Not bouncing around, not being inconsistent, not, you know, it's been where it's just like, you need to wash your face in the morning and at night. You need to use, your vitamin C. You need to do your face mask every once a week. Like, XYZ. That is where I'm at. So once I've seen that, when I was consistent with my skin and it was improving and it was staying improving, along with also my lifestyle changes as well. Oh, we were on. And I don't know if you guys remember too, but that's when I started also too Body Care by Eunice, which we're working on something. But Body Care by Eunice started as well because once I started to kind of get my hand in the naturalness, I started making my own body butters. I started making my own face oils, and I started giving them to friends and family, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, you need to sell this," and that's where Body Care by Eunice came into play, and that's where that went from there, right? Um, but all in all, like, the bottom line of, how I clear my acne, along with anything else I feel when it comes to skin, is you have to be consistent. You have to stick to what you are using. Okay? If you're doing something and your skin clears up, do not stop. Do not cheat. Do not try to cut corners, because the moment you do, all of your hard work will go down the drain. And you'll be back at square A and you'll have to start all over again. Plain and simple. Plain and simple, right? But just by keeping things consistent, knowing the products that you're using, what works for you, it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. And of course, making sure you drink your water. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, so yeah. So also, I want to say everybody's journey with acne is different, because there are some cases with acne that is more severe than others. And I also want to say that because I feel like my case with acne, it wasn't as severe. So for me, it can be like, oh, just, for me, just say, oh, get a skincare routine, find out what works, your lifestyle. That is one part of acne. You have people who have very bad cystic acne. I've seen some cases of acne where it's just it's really bad, and they end up having to go on medication like Accutane and things of that sort to deal with their acne, because they have the very large cystic acne. They leave really bad scarring on the face. It doesn't matter what they do. It's nonstop. And that's because that is a little bit deeper. That can be something along with the body as well. So I always say, if you are experiencing like really bad acne, that's when I say go in and get somebody to take a look, a dermatologist, and maybe Accutane or something like that can help you out as well, because every case of acne is different. And I have to acknowledge that, because acne is not a one size fit all, but I do feel like a lot of the basic acne can be prevented, can be maintained. And I also feel like people have bad hygiene. That's another one. Listen, a lot of people have bad hygiene. I have been a waxer for 7 years now. I've been in the hair removal game for 7 years. And I will get somebody come in that want to do a full face or eyebrow, and you'll take the round and you'll wipe their face, and it's a bunch of dirt. Like, you guys don't wash your face twice a day. You're not washing your face properly. And when you don't have a clean canvas, what happens? Anybody want to tell me? I'm gonna drink some more water. There's 4 of you guys in here. Anybody want to tell me what happens when you don't clean your skin properly? Breakouts. You get breakouts, you can get other skin conditions, and all that as well. So it's very important that you are cleansing your face. And you don't got to use anything harsh. You don't have to go out there and use dial soap. Please don't use dial soap on your faces. Please, or on your body. Okay? People swear by dial soap, but no. I am tired. Oh my gosh. I was at work earlier. I'm tired. But I want to be more consistent with you guys on my YouTube channel. And so I figured spend 30 minutes talking about skin ain't gonna hurt. And if it can help someone, I'm all for it. I am all for helping people, especially when it comes to the skincare. So yeah. So do you guys have any questions about acne or any questions about anything skincare related? I'm gonna open the floor and let you guys ask any questions. But if not, I guess we'll just continue to ramble. I guess we can talk about the causes of acne. That's another one that I think is a good thing to talk about. So now that you guys know a little bit of like my backstory and my acne, you know, journey, we can get into a little bit of what acne is. I'm gonna just give it a moment if you guys want to ask me any questions. No questions? Okay. So we'll jump into what acne is. We're going to make it simple because I'm all about making it simple, especially like when I'm talking to clients and stuff. People don't like all the intricate shit, right? They just want to get to the point. They're like, make it digestible for me. And when I'm working with clients, I have to always remember in my head, make it digestible for them. So we're going to do that here. Pretty much what acne is, it is that it is a pore in the skin, right? Bacteria, dirt, all that gets in there. It can be makeup, all that just gets right into the pore, and it builds up, it gets inflamed, and it creates a bump, right? And then you have, of course, like a whitehead. You can have the cystic ones where they create a whitehead, but they're pretty much just very irritated and cystic. So pretty much that's what it is. It's just bacteria that sits in there and festers and kind of, and oils and all that, and it just kind of turns into a pimple, right? That is what acne is. And you get that in either one section or another, or one pimple. We all have that time you have one pimple in the middle of your forehead and you got a freaking, what is it, baby shower to go to, and all of a sudden it's a pimple. You get it, right? So that is what a pimple is. So when you know what a pimple or what acne is, it gives you more of an understanding. And I also want you guys to become a little bit more using this to educate yourself. So many people are unaware of certain things. All you gotta do is pop into Google, baby. Pop into Google. Hey Google, what's a pimple? Google's gonna tell you. Google pop. Gemini popped up. Oh, let's see if she said anything. She nosy. It hurt me say, what's a pimple? Is she gonna tell me or no? Oh, she didn't speak. So let's read it since Google's listening. A pimple is a small inflamed bump on the skin that forms when a hair follicle gets clogged with oil and dead skin cells, sometimes leading to bacterial infection. They are common symptoms of acne. So pretty much the same thing I said. It's an infected, they say hair follicle, but I say pore. I guess they're the same. I don't know. But yeah. So pretty much that is what a pimple is. So it's all about educating yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what something is, go on your phone and look for it. If you are unsure about why your skin is doing something, Google it. You know, not now. Let me back up on that one. Be careful with Google, because Google will make you think you got all types of skin conditions that you don't have. Be very mindful with that. Take that with a grain of salt. But I think at the end of, or take that with caution. But I think at the end of everything, if you're unsure, it's best for you to go and see a dermatologist. Okay? Okay. Do you guys have any questions? Any other questions about acne? I need to wash my hair. And that's another thing too. Please wash your hair. If you have acne, wash your hair. Because I'm oily hair and I use a lot of oils and stuff in my hair too to keep it moisturized. And I know for a fact they be seeping. So it's very important that when you are, that you keep your hair clean as well. Okay. And currently for my skin, I don't have any active breakouts, which I am so happy about. Knock on wood. None. Like my skin, it's because I break out right here and I have none. I have some scarring, of course, from like previous breakouts, like these here, but we don't have any breakouts. So I'm really happy about that. But every now and then we get one, but it's way less than what I had before. Like way less than what I've had before. Because before, girl, my face was a crazy mess. And I feel like you should be able to be confident without, wearing a bunch of makeup, of course. So we've been on for 20 minutes. I really want to open the floor for if you guys have any questions about acne. Mm, I feel like I have a little bump or something coming in right there. I did wax my lip yesterday though. Sometimes when I wax myself, I mess myself up because I think I be cranking the heat up sometimes. And hmm you guys have any questions about acne? Oh, y'all quiet today. You guys are quiet. Let me see. What else can I talk about when it comes to acne? Um, but I just like to give my testimony. Like, I just like to, always bring back the roots of why I do what I do. And bring back the root of why I'm so passionate when it comes to skincare, because I've been there. You get what I'm saying? I know what it's like to be very self-conscious of your skin. I know what it's like not to be happy in your skin. I know what it's like to be frustrated when you're using products and nothing works. I know what it's like, when just the waiting game to see if something works. I know how all that feels. And this is the reason why I got into the skin industry. And it's the reason why I'm a licensed cosmetologist. The reason why I, on a daily basis, help people with their skin, because I know how it feels. And I know from my own journey that a lot of times it's not that difficult. For a lot of times it's more so about um, really coming up with a game plan, really coming up with what works, and giving yourself, your skin, that patience that it needs, right? But once you get to the core of what is going on, and once you give your skin what it needs, like, the results are amazing. And the consistency of it, you're going to see your skin flourish. And you're not going to need a million products to do it. You're not going to need expensive products to do it. You're not going to need none of that. Like, none of that at all. The thing about it as well is, like, with society and in this industry, and in the things that I've seen, um it's just people have to become consistent and more serious about their skin. How you'd be amazed how many clients, right? How many clients, just from exfoliating, they'll come into me and they'll go, "Oh my gosh, like, I started exfoliating once a week like you told me, and my skin looks amazing." And I'm like, I wasn't just trying to sell you something. I wasn't just trying to tell you bullshit. You get what I'm saying? Get what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. I'm telling you what I know, because I know if you start to exfoliate, if your skin is dry, you're going to see a difference. You're going to see a difference in how your skin glows. You're going to see a difference in how your skin looks. You're going to see a difference in how your products seep into the skin. You're going to see all that. I'm not just here to tell you bullshit. Now, mind you, I get it, right? I get it. Because in this industry, people are always trying to sell the customer something. They're always trying to give y'all something. Even if it don't work, even if it's not for your skin type, they're like, "Yeah, buy that." Because they're just trying to get your money. I'm not even that. Some of my clients, they don't even use nothing from me, or they don't even. And what they'll do is they have their own skin, or they'll go out and buy something else. And I'm like, if you have an exfoliator that you're already using, that's cool. Just use it more. Up it twice a week. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm not about you just buying anything. I'm not just about you using anything. I'm about you getting the results in which you need to see. Because if you're seeing an esthetician, facialist, whoever, and your skin is not improving, that is a problem. That is a problem. I want people to come back to me. I want people to leave good reviews about me. I want people to be like, "Yeah, Eunice, she did that." Not, "Oh, I've been coming to her for a year and never seen a difference with my skin." Like, why would you waste your time? And because I know what it's like to be in that position, I wouldn't want no one wasting my time. So why would I waste yours? You get what I'm saying? So I just want you guys to understand that we passionate about what we do over here, and I don't play no games. I don't play no games, and I'm not, and I don't sugarcoat either. I don't sugarcoat either. Oh my gosh, I don't get clients. And they're like, "Oh, I did an exfoliate." Okay, well then you just gonna be, you come in here crying about your skin and you not doing what I told you to do. Well, drink my water. You want your bikini line to look like a crunch bar for the summertime? Girl, that's your business. That's your business. But don't come in here crying each and every time when I tell you what you should be doing. Crazy. What's that? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Mm. So before I end this live, I'm going to be on here until for 4 more minutes. Before I end this live, let's talk a little bit about some key things that you can do to better your skin. Okay, especially if you have acne, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna zone in more on the acne part of it, right? What are some key things that you can do starting today to better your acne? Um, one, scan and see what's going on. One, sit with yourself and go, what's going on with my skin? What am I doing day to day with my skin? How many times am I cleansing my skin? How many times am I exfoliating? How many times am I, what am I using? What products? What are the ingredients in that product, right? Am I sleeping? How's my diet? Am I drinking my water? Am I a little stressed? Where are my breakouts located on the face? You can get a face map on Google. Face map will break down the sections of the face because they will tell you what body part or what's going on internally. For me, it was more so here. That was more of the hormones, right? So you can get a map that's going to guide you and show you, hey, this area, you may be having some issues in your digestive tract, whatever. Get to the core. Start to go in your makeup, go in your cabinet. Look at all your skincare that you're using. Diet. If you're not drinking enough water, start drinking more water. Stress, find something to relieve it. Not getting enough sleep, figure out a way. Okay. Secondly, consistency. And y'all gonna hear me, y'all gonna get tired of me saying it, but I'm going to say it each and every time. Be consistent. Morning and night, especially if you have acne, you need to be washing your face. You need to be washing your face. Why are you going to sleep with a dirty face, right? Them pillows, y'all don't be washing those pillows. Them pillows need to be in the washer every week or changing them out every other day or so. Because your face, contact, bacteria, them pillows. Okay, so you want to be consistent. I kind of threw that. I kind of snuck pillowcases in there, huh? But you want to be consistent with your routine. Okay, that's number 2. Let me see. What is number 3? Number 3 is using. You can implement acne treatments in. I would say start off slow. Pick one product. So let's say you want to do a salicylic acid. No. Say you want to do a spot treatment, because I think more people lean towards that anyway. Let's say you want to do more spot treatments, or you want to do a salicylic acid mask or something. Pick one product and slide it into your skincare routine that is acne targeting. Okay, so we're going to run that up. We're going to run that back. Number 1, scan. Okay, what's going on? What are you doing with your skin? Get you a notebook and a pen. Write that shit down. What do I need to improve? What is my skin? What am I doing? What am I using? Am I stressing? Am I eating right? Where's my acne located? When does it flare up? Get a piece of paper and pen, write it all down. Okay? From there, you're going to start to become consistent, especially when it comes to your skincare routine. Stop playing games with your skincare routine. Become consistent. Morning and night, you do not lay your head on that pillow until your face is washed, especially if you wear makeup like me. pillowcases need to be cleaned. Okay? And what was the last one? Oh, and the last one is getting one acne treatment. It can be a face wash, it can be a moisturizer, it can be a face mask, one product, and slide it into your skincare routine and just put it into your rotation of being consistent with using it. Okay? So those are my 3 tips when it comes to acne and what you can be doing ASAP to start that acne journey. Um, Lastly, we're going to talk about my 30-day skincare program. Okay. My 30-day skincare program is designed just for that. I designed it to be easy. So you can be someone you can be a teenager to an older woman who wants to get a hold of her skincare. The layout is pretty simple. The main focus and target of my ebook is to help with consistency. It is because that's one of the things that I really do see people struggle with, especially my clients, is consistency, right? So it is a morning to night, morning to night, morning to night of 30 days of you being consistent. Okay. There are product suggestions in there for skin type as well. It's just a whole log of for you to be able to go in the morning. I use this face wash, I use this moisturizer, I use this, and based around your skin type, building that skincare routine for yourself. And then in the 30 days of being consistent, using the right products for your face, you will see a major difference in your skin. This is also something that I created because a lot of people go, oh, I have a wedding in a month, I have a birthday in a month. So this is something too that you can use to do like a quick turnaround for your skin for a special occasion. So if you're going to be taking pictures or you just want to feel better in your skin, that is what I created my 30-day ebook for as well. So, well, I say 30-day ebook, but it's a skincare program for 30 days. And yeah, it's really simple. The layout of it is really simple. It is nothing crazy, and it's informative. It gives you a lot of little tips, a lot of little tricks. It gives you a lot of informative information, but also within that ebook, I do always support and suggest that you do your own research, because at the end of the day, I'm only here so much, and it's very important for you to be very knowledgeable and educated when it comes to skin on your own. When you have the keys, oh, you can walk into a Ulta, Sephora, somebody can be telling you about something and you are knowledgeable about it. You get what I'm saying? You know how many times I will have a client come in and she's using something on her skin and she doesn't even know exactly what she's using. She just saw it somewhere, saw somebody using it and got it, but she does not even know the active ingredient in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important that if you are going to be putting things on your face, you know exactly what is in it and what it does. All right. So if you guys don't have any questions, we are going to end this live here. Hopefully this is informative for you guys. I just really, those who struggle with their skin, especially when it comes to acne, I just really want to go ahead and be that beam of light for you, and also help you with any skin concern that you do have. You guys can always message me, comment on videos, anything that you have when it comes to skin, an ingredient, anything of that sort. I'm your girl. All right. With that being said, you guys have a great night. Don't forget to wash your face and do your skincare routine tonight. No excuses. All right. And I will see you guys in a later video. Bye.